Yes, Senator Wambusia ni rafiki yangu, lakini wakati mwingine anacheche. Kwa hivyo nitamruhusu kidogo aniambie anachotaka kusema. Asante.
Sawa, Senator Omtatah.
Hilo jambo la conflict of interest haliwezi likatokea kwa sababu senator alijipigia kura. Alipenda kupiga kura, alijipigia kura kama mwakilishi wa watu wa eneo lenye anawakilisha. So kupiga ile kura inamaanisha kwamba yeye pia akiwa hapa anajiwakilisha. Kwa sababu alikuwa anachagua mwakilishi na alijichagua kuja kuwakilisha hoja zake hapa kwenye hii bunge. So sioni kama kuna mgongano wowote na Senator Murang'o, nadhani wanakusumbua bure. Ulijipigia kura.
What's your point of order, Senator Enoch Wambua?
Mr. Speaker, for purposes of order in this House, so that we don't stifle debate, I've heard Senator Bomet insisting that the Senator of Kirinyaga clarifies on whether there is a conflict of interest because he's a farmer of macadamia. Mr. Speaker, that reminds me that a few days ago, no other than the President of the Republic made mention of the fact that people that don't keep livestock cannot talk about livestock, that we should stick to Ndengu because we are Ndengu farmers. Mr. Speaker, that line of thought is very dangerous for this country. That now if a senator keeps a goat, a single goat, and there is a matter here that is discussing goats, that senator now is barred from bringing issues to do with goats. Mr. Speaker, let us allow debate to flow, and in fact, we should be very happy that we have one among us who is a serious macadamia farmer raising issues for and on behalf of his colleagues in the macadamia sector. Mr. Speaker, I wish that you will warn Senator Bomet to desist from stifling debate.
What's your point of order, Senator Hillary?
Mine, Mr. Speaker, was not to stifle debate in any way or otherwise to impute some conflict of interest. It was an inquiry to the concern raised by the Honorable Speaker to the member who is the person, Senator Murang'o, as to whether or not there would exist conflict of interest. Otherwise, I fully associate myself with the fact that it is indeed a better option when a participant in farming who does the farming is the person asking the question. He has knowledge, he has experience, and you'd be able to support the business, the agricultural business that is engaged in. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. What's your point of order, Senator Paul Thangwa?
Asante sana Bwana Speaker. Nilikuwa na kuomba umwadhibu mwenzetu hapa, lakini amejitetea kwa kusema yale amesema, lakini ni vizuri ijulikane katika jumba hili Bwana Speaker, wakati mwingine mawakili wako na madharau. Sababu kila wakili anaposimama hapa anasema mimi ni wakili, mimi najua hii, mimi nitasema hivi, lakini wakulima wakipewa nafasi waongee.
What's your point of order,
wanaambiwa wanyamaze. Bwana Speaker.
What's your point of order? No. He's on a point of order.
The senator for Kiambu cannot impute bad faith on lawyers. No, it is incorrect. It is incorrect.
Senator Thangwa, proceed.
Asante Bwana Speaker. Sina mengi ya kuongeza. Umeona tu wakili mwingine amesimama. Hawatupi nafasi sisi ambao sio mawakili tuongee. Lakini ningetaka kusema yeye ame-apologize Bwana Speaker, kwa hivyo hiyo ikomee hapo. Mkulima aendelee kuongea.
Now, honorable senators, ndakupa nafasi uendelee kuongea. Honorable senators, you know, I asked the question of conflict of interest. It wasn't Wakili who raised it. And if you were following the supplementary question by Senator Murango, he did mention that he has some quantities of macadamia, and he was asking the CS to open the market so that he can sell it. But very well, we will proceed with the supplementary questions. Senator Murango, can you, but this time go straight to the question. Don't lament too much.
Asante sana Mr. Speaker, lakini vizuri kusema ya kwamba pia Waziri Sigei ni mkulima majani chai na ndiye amedhamini sheria ama mswada ulioko mbele yetu ya kudhibiti majani chai. Sijui kama yake pia ni kama yangu ama iko namna gani, lakini vizuri ijulikane hivyo. Mr. Speaker, mimi nilikuwa namalizia na ninakuuliza waziri, kwa sababu mambo tunaosema ni magumu kufungua soko, lakini nyoka angeficha sumu yake, watu wengi wangemtumia kama kamba. Toa sumu kidogo ili wakulima waweze kufaidika, kwa sababu kwa sasa wakulima wamebaki kula njandala, kukula makombo, kwa sababu wale wakiritimba na wale wanajiita ongeza dhamani ambao wako katikati. Mr. Speaker, na kwa hivyo Mr. Speaker, mimi najua niliyosema na ningetaka niongezee niseme ya kwamba ulioniuliza Mr. Speaker, mimi sina haja yote, mimi siuzi makadamia katika soko ya nje, na yangu nauza mahali wakulima anauza. Na juzi Mr. Speaker, mimi nimeuza tani 50 ya makadamia. Kwa hivyo ninapoongea naongea kwa niaba ya ule mkulima mdogo ambaye ako na miti 3 ambaye hawezi kufika hapa akajitetea mbele ya waziri. Naongea kwa wale wakulima wanaoishi katika milima ya Nyambene kule Meru, ambao hawezi kutelemuka kuja mpaka Nairobi kujiongelea. Kwa hivyo nisimamapo hapa nitatetea wavuvi, nitatetea wakulima wafugaji wote wale, kwa sababu sisi sote ni Wakenya. Na tunapoondoa ukabila tuondoe na ubaguzi wa wakulima. Kama sheria ipo, iwe kwa mahindi, iwe kwa lima korosho, iwe kwa mkulima makadamia. Na kwa hivyo ndo nilianza kwa kusema sheria katika ibara ya 53 ya kusema makadamia mpaka iuziwe mwenyenye ili iongezwe dhamana. Ni sheria gandamizi, si sheria ambayo iko sawa. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Asante Senator Murango, na bado hujauliza swali. So tutachukua maswali mengine kutoka maseneta wengine. Senator Omtatah, do you have a supplementary question?
Yes, I have a supplementary question for the Honorable Cabinet Secretary. And my supplementary question is that Kenya is not a communist state to be governed in terms of private property to be determined by the state. Article 40 of the Constitution prohibits the arbitrary denial of property rights. So a macadamia farmer is a property rights owner. That property is his. And if the state believes that there's a public purpose to be earned by banning the export of raw macadamia or unprocessed macadamia, then the state has an obligation under Article 40 to compensate the farmers of macadamia the value that they lose by not exporting their macadamia out. They cannot be used as sacrificial lambs to give people employment. When they go to grow macadamia, they grow macadamia to make money. They don't grow macadamia to have some Otieno, Alhaji or Sobo to be employed, or Mr. Ojanda here to be employed. They grow macadamia to make money. And macadamia is their property. The state has absolutely no right to deny them the maximum benefit of their property. And if there's a public purpose that the government has in terms of creating jobs by retaining the raw material locally, then the government has a duty and an obligation to make sure that it compensates the farmer what they lose by being denied the global market. I don't think the government has got any rights to do what the minister said, and I think the minister needs to apologize to this House by saying that I will not. Who are you? You will not do that as who? This is a government of law, not a government of men.
Senator Omtatah.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Let's take another supplementary question from Senator Chute.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate our CS for Agriculture. I have a similar issue about macadamia, but this one goes to farming in northern Kenya and Upper Eastern. I had a conversation with the CS earlier in regards to something very important. The government normally gives debt reliefs to farmers, let's say coffee farmers, tea, maize, beans, sugarcane, and many other type of farming. But the government has neglected northern Kenya, Upper Eastern, and many parts of this country which are dependent on livestock farming. Does he really even recognize that livestock is also part of farming, contributing a lot to this country? Having said that, my question would be, some farmers borrowed money through AFC loan, and many farmers lost the animals, up to almost 80% of the animals. And a farmer in Marsabit cannot afford to pay that AFC loan. My question would be, will the CS help the farmers who are unable to pay AFC loans, just as what is happening to farmers in other parts of this country, like farmers being given a subsidy on fertilizer and many, many other subsidies? Can the CS tell us how he's going to help farmers who have not paid AFC loans in terms of some kind of debt relief? Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Cabinet Secretary, you may respond to those two questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, again, on the issue of the Honorable Senator from Kirinyaga, I think, yes, we had agreed that, and I take what he said very, very seriously about visiting the macadamia nuts farmers where they are to see and talk to them about the plight that the farmer has. And it is my intention, our intention as a government, Mr. Speaker, that indeed we protect the farmer and make sure that the farmer benefits to the wildest extreme possible, and we will do so. Mr. Speaker, and therefore I will take up the issue with the Honorable Senator. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of the public purpose, my friend Senator Omtatah, first and foremost, Mr. Speaker, you know, laws are made in this House, and laws are made in Parliament. So the only position I would humbly submit, Mr. Speaker, that I can stand here to speakers is a Cabinet Secretary in a position that is created by the Constitution and this House. So that is indeed the position on which I am speaking. Mr. Speaker, the power or the regulatory framework on which the Senator referred to actually are again anchored in law, in the AFA Act of 2013, Section 43. And it is the one that actually allows the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, not Mutahi Kagwe, but the Honorable Secretary for Agriculture, to make the pronouncements that I have made. That is the position, and that is who made the pronouncements, not the man from Nyeri, as it were. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of Mr. Chute's question, the Honorable Senator Chute, I think the Honorable Senator, I would like to assure you, beyond any doubt whatsoever, that we consider the livestock industry as crucial, not just as important, it is crucial for Kenya's development. Unless we deal with it, and give it the appropriate attention that livestock farming demands across the country, then we will not develop, or we will leave large chunks of our country undeveloped. And you know, a nation's strength is measured not by the strongest part of the nation, not by the strongest part of the rope, but the weakest part of the rope. That is how you measure the success of, or otherwise, of a nation. Therefore, I want to assure you, and we have taken serious steps towards livestock farming. As you know, we are in the process of building a large livestock, the Kenya Livestock Industrial Park, that cannot succeed unless we address the issue of livestock farming. And by addressing livestock farming, we are referring to a livestock herder, a person who looks after a cow. That's how far we have to go in order to protect the industry.